Hello, hello, everybody. We're live again. I broke YouTube. Yes, we did break YouTube. It was completely down, like all over. I was just going on Twitter there, and as we were going our first live for today, I was only planning to do one, but yeah, YouTube broke. I thought that seriously I did something wrong with the new application that I'm doing for streaming, but yeah, but it wasn't that. So it was just YouTube, like really, it was off today. So in basically everywhere. So it just came back like a half an hour, like an hour ago. So I was just gonna finish the stream. Like I left with that sensation of like it wasn't completely done for today. So, but if you're watching, please tell other people to watch. Please remember to subscribe. Somehow I lost like 2 or 3 subscribers on the past hour. That's weird. Hopefully it wasn't. It was. I don't think it was me. I think it was have to do something with what's going on with YouTube. So, but anyways, if you're watching, uh, the chat is open. So please leave me some questions or anything you want to ask. Everything that you see here that interests you, we can play it. We can play it. So we got all the audio set up. So if you like anything around here or if you have any questions, let me know and I'll go through it. I can tell you what I have here for what you can see on the very top here. We have the Nord Lead A1. I made a couple videos on that one, and there it is. It's right there. We also have the Nord Electro 60. It's right here. So also, if you got any questions about this one, let me know. We can go through it. The Access Virus TI 61 keys. I recently got this one. And also, if you got any questions, let me know. See if I can help you. I don't completely master the synthesizer, but I can help you out. I love the patches on this, though. So it's pretty good. I also have the MPC Live drum machine. For me, it's like a drum machine, so I keep it as a drum machine. And, but it's a sampler. You can make remix. You can do many different things. You can use it as a controller too if you want to. I also have the Dave Smith Mofo, the beauty here on yellow, wearing yellow. I love this one. The Mog Sub 37. I know I'm in a group in Facebook there that there's people that have the Mog Sub 37, and there is some pretty cool stuff that people post there. I have to say there's many talented people around the world that has these things and do amazing things with them. I basically just use them for for my music. I like to make my own music, and I use it for my recordings and stuff. I used to play in a band too, so it's good for that too. It's just that um, playing with synthesizers these days on live setup, it requires to bring a lot of equipment with you, right? So I don't know if people is willing to do that these days, especially when there is laptops and controllers and you can have everything basically in the software when you're playing live. So, but yeah, I also have a Prophet Rev 2 desktop that is connected to the Arturia key step for just triggering the box there, right? On my left side, I don't know if you can see this, but I have an ISA 2. That's a preamp. I also have a pre 73, the Golden Project preamps. I got a very nice, really nice compressor. Actually, that's how it's called. Very nice compressor. I also have a Clark Technique compressor, like the emulation of the 1176. This is called the 76KT. So also, if you guys want to know more about this, let me know, and I'll make a video. I should make a video on this because it sounds very good. I also have a Focusrite preamp. I found this one here in the used market for like, I don't know, like $50, and I just went to grab it, and I tried it, and it sounds very good for microphone because it has well, the microphone input, but it has its own equalization and compressor all in one unit. It's like a channel strip, right? And pretty good. I have an Ashley PQ16. It's just like a mono EQ that it sounds really good. The only problem is that it's very loud, like but not the signal, just the unit. When I plug it in, it annoys me. Like it, you can hear it every time you plug it in. Sound wise though, it sounds good. I don't use it as much, and I have an ART or ART headphone amplifier. So that's when I have more people here. I can just share the signal via that because I don't want to use the speakers. So if we're doing some recording here, I just got everybody connected to that. That's the downside of having a studio like this, right? That basically when you have your control room, in this case my mixer, my computer, my DAW right here, like when you have everything else connected, or if you want to play here, everybody headphones, right? Because if you have amplifiers and all of that, it won't work for recordings. But to me, it's not a big issue. Usually, it's just me and my friend recording, so it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Um, Over here, we have the Soundcraft Delta 8. This is a mixer from early 90s. I think this one is from 1991. Let me remember what I was doing in 1991. I'm still a kid playing somewhere. Yeah, very good mixer. I love the preamps, and it has equalization. It has 6 auxiliaries. Of course, the control for panning, and then it has 4 groups, so you can assign all of these controls to these 4 sliders here, and left and right. And it has the returns, individual returns for every single thing that you have plugged in, which is good because I have all the synthesizers that you see over here plugged to here, and then all of these I have it on the auxiliary, so I can control and use my pedals, use a preamp, use a compressor, basically on anything that comes through the mixer. But it's that chain that I have there is in mono. I don't have 2 compressors. Actually, I can. I have like a mono chain, and I have a stereo chain for pedals and some stereo synthesizers. Most of the ones that I use are the monophonic ones, are like these 2 over here, and then everything else is connected in stereo. But I can definitely pass it through the mixer and the gear. So that's actually pretty good if you do that. That's what I do, at least here. So yeah, welcome again. If you got any questions about all this gear that I have here, let me know. For speakers, somebody was asking me about the speakers that I use on the previous live stream we had, and unfortunately you guys cannot see them with the camera, but I'll see if I can turn it around a little bit so you can see what I have. So hold on. So right here, there you go, you can see something. So that's the Adams A7. Adam A7. They're not the actual AX7s. So that's the newer version. This is the older version, but I love these ones. They sound really good. And I have these beautiful Yamahas NS10s. These are like a studio standard. I actually found them very good condition a few weeks ago. I bought it from a guy. If you're watching, thank you. It was a very good price. And I bought an amplifier for them, and it sounds great. One of the cones was like pushed in, and I managed to fix that with the vacuum. Yep. I managed to fix that. So I'm super happy because it turned out pretty good. But the guy though that had it, when when it was pushed in, he put tape on it. And if you guys are familiar with the Yamaha's NS10s studio speakers, the cone, everything it's paper. Basically, it's paper, right? It's a paper cone. And so he put tape on it and trying to push it back, but he put tape and he ripped one layer of the paper. But you can see it a little bit, but not much. So I was able to use the vacuum, like the suction thing. You put it in there, and it was good. It's good. It looks a little bit weird, but it looks good. It looks good for how it was. So I'm very happy with the results of that. So that sounds and they sound amazing. They sound very very good. I'll I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to. I'll play something here. Hold on. I'll look for something to play through them so you can hear it via microphone, via the microphone. Hold on. Hold on. And those are the Yamahas.
Con un aro que no cubre ese sol que calienta las cabezas.
I don't know if you can.
Y no pienso.
Probably you cannot hear that. but yeah, like they sound amazing. I love those speakers. I recently also bought a pair of those Avantone those Cube speakers. And if you're thinking of spending $700 on them, I would recommend to not to get them. They sound great. They sound great. I mean, they sound crappy. They're made to sound crappy for your reference because they only go from I think it's like 60 or 80 hertz to 16K. So that the frequency range that they have is very limited, but it's because they're made so you can check your mixes to make sure in those frequencies that the mix that you're doing it sounds good. The problem with that is that they're very low. They sound that they don't have much volume. If you get the power speakers, of course, they don't have much volume, and they have a grounding issue. They have 3-pin and they have their own transformers. But when you plug it in with your stuff, you're gonna have a ground lift. And even though they do have a connection on the back that you can switch, they still have it. It's like you switch it on one side and it goes to the other speaker, and then you ground lift that one and then it goes to your other speakers. So it's like it's basically it's fitting. It's going somewhere, but it's not leaving your setup. Like it's gonna stay with you. And the only way to get rid of that basically is just getting another adapter for them that is like $100 if you want to do it properly. What I end up doing it is just get a cheap power bar and just pull the ground middle pin, so you only have the left and like the 2-pin, right? But it's not safe, right? Like if you have any issues with grounding, like you might burn the speakers. So I had it like that for like a couple of weeks and I said, no, I can't do this, man. And I don't want to spend another $200-$300 to get it to make him work. So I said no. So basically I just get rid of them. And luckily I found these Yamaha's N10s and I love them. I love these speakers. Yeah, so if you're watching right now, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and ask me any questions. So the chat, it's open. I don't know what's going on with the chat right now because I'm going to open it here quickly. So just give me 1 second. Trying to go back to the stream here. I'm going to open it here quickly. So just okay. Yeah, so I'm going to put a note here. If you have any questions about the gear, let me know. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to leave that there. And we're going to play something meanwhile, people join in. sounds out of these things. Man. It's amazing. Record that. It's warming up. It's warming up. So what are you guys up to today? Let me know if you're watching. We are on the chat right here. So if you got any questions, let me know. We're just talking about synthesizers today, like we always do. This is the second time doing a live show. Did I tell you earlier? I was saying that now I have the OBS application in my computer, so I can basically connect the mixer, and hopefully you guys can hear the synthesizer pretty good here. That's the idea. I had a very cheaty camera connection the other day, but it worked out pretty good. We had a couple guys there just talking, and we had a very, very good chat. So yeah, if you got any questions, let me know. We had a lot of fun that day, so that's why we're doing this again, and we're probably gonna do it again. I'm thinking doing like a live review, like because I've been doing videos for a long time, but it does take a lot of time to make them and prepare them and then edit them and then upload them. When we can do this live right away and go through them, I'll just put the camera right on top of them and then we can do something like that. I think it will be better. So potentially this week, at the end of this week, maybe Friday, Saturday, we'll do something like that. So yeah. So also tell me if you're listening me well. I think everything is coming through just fine. So thank you again. Thank you. I'm not leaving. I'm here still. But let me show you here. So what we can do now. Oh, look at that. Who's the handsome guy there? That's me. We can do that. We can do that. And it's just me. So yeah, perfect. So somebody was asking me earlier on the chat today, and when I broke YouTube, right, about the Access virus, right? That they're super expensive synthesizers, and the question is like, is it worth it, right? Is it worth to spend that much of money? I personally wouldn't buy it like brand new. Like I'm a cheap person, even though you see all this stuff here, but most of it is actually used. I bought it on the used market. I'm fortunate to live in somewhere like Canada that these things, and this is a shock to me when I came to Canada. I'm originally from Chile, if you're wondering, and there things are expensive, man. They're more expensive than here, and they're hard to get, especially music instruments. They're even more expensive than America because of all taxes and stuff. So if you want to buy something brand new, you really need to have money, and people don't have money there to spend it on things like this, right? Like people barely make it to pay the bills, they have a decent life, but then to save money or to buy something like this, you really need to be into it and save a lot of money and probably get debt, like get credit so you can buy it. And that's how I got my first synthesizer. It was a Core N364, I think it was. Let me see if I can find a photo. Core and 364. Yep. This one right here. Man, good memories. Actually, let's click in this one, see if we can get a better photo. So yeah, this used to be my first real synthesizer keyboard, the N364. It was released in 1996. I think I got it like late 2000, like early 2000s. I think I got it. It had the disc on the side, so I have floppy disk, but like the newer floppy disks, like the big ones, like the smaller ones. And I used to record all my sequences. I used to do sequences, and I used to drive my mom insane because that's the only thing I did all day. Like I go to school and stuff, but after I come home, I'll just like play in the living room in a small apartment building and just start getting sounds and everything in English. I didn't have the manuals. There is no Google or anything that you can search at the time. I had a computer, I remember, but I didn't have internet. So I just started learning how to do sequences. So I did the drums first, and then did the bass, and then did like piano. At the time, we're playing music like Latin music, so I can play in bars and things like that. So I was like doing like short sequences. That was good. Like you can make like an hour, 2 hour sequence as long as you had it on the disc. You can load it after, and with no problem. It did take a little bit though. So I remember that I used to do the like playing bars and stuff like that, and then playing like very like upbeat music, and then the song ends, and then everybody was expecting for you to play the next one, and then you go there and then load, ping, and then and then wait like a minute until the song loads again, and then you start playing another song. So that's why I used to try to make mixes, so make like 2 or 3 songs into one song. So at least they were dancing for like 50 minutes, and then I got a small break to load the second song. Um, the problem came when you're trying to load one song and it says error, or like or not loading or something. I don't know. It's just used to be very bad. Or if you forget, one time it happened to me that I went to play. I got my keyboard, everything. I was rushing, and I forgot the disc at home. So I was nothing without this disc. So I had to go back and get them so I can play. But fun times. There is very. I have a lot of fun with the synthesizer. I still remember, and I sold it when I went to college. I needed money. I took filmmaking, and instead of taking, I don't know, being a lawyer or something like that, I went into filmmaking, and um, and I needed a computer to edit video. So the only thing of value that I had to buy a good computer, it was just to sell this. And I found a guy. It's something like eBay, but back home, somebody bought it from me for, I don't know, like $500 or something. And I started building my own computer. So I bought all the parts, like the PC part, like the motherboard and hard drive, everything on the specs to make a computer to edit video. And yeah, man, and the computer was just broken. Like it never worked good. So I was still regret until this day of selling it for a computer when the computer never worked for what I wanted to do. It was always crashing. I couldn't install the software. Man, it's just a goncho. So I actually never end up using it. I never end up using the computer for for the intent that it was basically edit video, right? But yeah, no, I this was my first synthesizer, and there's somebody selling it here locally for like, I don't know, like $200-300 here. And I was like, I should get it, like just to remember good time. But no, like it's old technology already. Like it's no point other than sentimental value to get it. But if I was gonna get, I would like to get actually the one that I saw because it has my sweat on it. and and whatever Korg did with this thing, it was the worst material that they built this thing. Like it was start like the buttons were horrible. The buttons got stuck all the time. So I had to take it to a technician to put like some plastic inserts or something. So every time I press a button, actually it did something. The screen, it was dying on me. The color was fading out of the front. Here was this weird metal casing. The keys were alright. Everything else were alright, and it was super heavy. I remember being super heavy, and but the discs were sometimes they didn't work, but most of it was reliable, and it sounded amazing. Like for playing a Casio and a Kawai keyboard before this, it was like a huge step up, and it sounded amazing. It sounded amazing. I used to have Casio Ranger CD, and I don't know. See if it pops up here. I used to have something. Yeah, it's not showing up here, but like I used to have like those Casio Arranger keyboards um, before too, and they used to be very good too. I used to play in a lot of parties and stuff like that. So imagine me like playing with those cheap keyboards that people get here for their kids to start learning. I used to do gig with those things. I used to like go out big parties, man, like baptisms, weddings. I used to play at weddings. So imagine me with a small Casio keyboard making like 100 people dance, for example. That used to be insane. I used to play big things by myself, I was used to play with somebody that played the guitar, like another guy that played the guitar very good. So we both sing and play. With my cousin too, we used to like play percussion on like like a small like, Yamaha electronic drum. So we both went and do this gig. I needed somebody with me because I was still shy, so I didn't. I play most of the time by myself, but sometimes I needed to have that extra person beside me so I can play, like and like be comfortable. But most of the time I was playing by myself, but sometimes I was playing with people just to feel more comfortable. So that's a little bit of the background, and that's when I start also learning how to play drums, and that's why I have a drum kit on the back there. I know how to. I always like bass. I always but I'm not talented with guitar and bass. I can do a little bit of it. I can play chords and do basic stuff and like very beginner. Same with drums. I can play drum beats, but I'm fat. It's hard to keep the tempo. but uh but I can play. I think I I think I like it more than I can play. When you really like something, say, I can do this. I got the energy, but I need the talent to play that. So synthesizers and keyboards has always been my main instrument because I put more time. And like I was saying on the first video, like this is all about practice, discipline. How much time you put in it is this how much you learn. It's hard to coordinate. So when you see me doing one thing here, like bass here, and then this here, and it takes time. It's not easy, and I make mistakes because you forget. You put a lot of time in one song, and then you move on to another song. Especially when you play in covers, you do like hundreds of songs, and then oh yeah, I used to play that, and now I forgot. I don't know how to play it. Like then you get 2 seconds back on it, and then yeah, okay, I remember. So it takes time. It takes time. It's not easy. It's not easy to play. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I think my screen here is frozen. So let me know on the chat here, and then we'll talk. Hold on here. Yeah, if you got any questions, let me know. I'll play something for now. Okay, so stay there. I'll mute my microphone. And it's me talking again. I just wanted to show you the Nord Electro 6. These are good keyboards. The other day we are talking about what some of the flaws are of these synthesizers that are so expensive, but like the transformers are cheaply built and things like that. But the sounds are amazing. These things are. I'm still finding them very exciting, and I don't think I'm gonna get rid of them for a long time because whatever sound you want is here, and if you're looking for some specific sound, you can make it. And the fact that it has a whole effects section over here, you can turn a basic sound, into something like amazing. And I noticed that the samples here are very good, but they're very plain. But they're made for you to add some effects to it, and then bring it to wherever you wanna take these things. So I love the piano. know if you guys remember that song, like White Town, Your Woman. When we're playing that song, I just have these sounds here programmed because I had the bass here on one side and the piano on the other. Let me try to find the beat for you. I have it somewhere. Yeah, I think it's there. I think it's there. Salud. Cheers. Mhm. You guys hear that? Oh, now we're doing something. Okay, hold on. I got actually the sound that we're using for the other ones too. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love doing this, man. So I can. So if you see me just jumping on the keyboards, good, good. So if you got any requests too, I might be able to get it. I'm not a. I said it on my first video. I'm a musician by ear, so if I hear it, I can get it. I think so. There is some songs that are very tricky though, but it's because the productions that they do these days. Now that I'm making my own music and stuff and mixing and mastering, I realized that I record something and then when I put it on the mixer and then I do little tricks here and there, and then I say, well, if I ever play these songs live, how am I gonna do this? Because we already changing things or doing weird sounds so that you can reproduce after, unless you record the samples and stuff. So and um, that's how less now than before. I remember watching bands and then listening to their songs, and then you're stuck with how the record sounds, right? Like how they play it on the record. But and then when they play it live, it sounds totally different, right? Or there is the one part that you like that they can't do because it was made on the production stage. And yeah, well, it happened, and I understand it now because I do the same thing with my music. But yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But these days, you can with a computer, you can do everything and reproduce basically everything. But back then, I don't know. And that's the other thing too. Now you can just take your laptop and do all of these. Because I got people asking me before too, like, do you really basically do you really need all of these? You can just have an iPad and do it all. I said, yeah, you can do it, but it's not the same. Like it's nice to have the instrument. I've been checking out though some I've been checking out some plugins and stuff. There is some cool synthesizers plugins. There's things that, for example, if you're looking to get something that is within the 0 to the 1,000 bucks margin for synthesizers, right? I would recommend for you to consider like a good plugin for if you're gonna make music with a computer, a good plugin, synthesizer plugin, right? Because it will sound pretty much the same. From that step up, you might find synthesizers that they're unique in their own way, and the controls they have, it can get somewhere else, right? But the but yeah, you do that with hardware synthesizers, right? With the other ones, you can also do. We can also get there. But to me, it's just the beauty of it is just having the gear. But some of the sounds on the plugins these days, they sound exactly the same or better. And for the recording gear too, because really these days I don't really need all of these. You don't really need all of these. You can get away with the DAW and a small interface, and then you're set. You're good to go. So with $1,000, you can be making, producing, mixing, mastering your own music. And even you don't need expensive speakers like I was showing you at first. You just need a good pair of headphones. So, for example, these are the DT77 Pro, and there is a small difference on the ohms. I think there is like the 80 ohms, and then you'll find the, how do you call? I guess it's like the 250 ohms or something. But the ohms is just like how much volume they need to power the speakers good. Yes.
Not a game.
I'm recording something with them. Yeah.
Like this game.
Okay. These are my kids, by the way. Come say hi.
Hi.
Amelia, un besito. Mateo.
Hi.
Hi. So what do you want?
This game.
So what do you want me to do? Download it for you?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. You stay there. But he's here.
How much?
He's the kitty one?
No. It's that. It was that game that's.
It's candy.
It was that commercial.
Oh, if you said the commercial is gone, then I don't see it.
Oh.
If you see it again, let me know and I'll download it for you.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
There was
It's a cute kitty, though.
there was a game where when they and we were trying to move it on the two one, but on one we can move it, but on part two we cannot.
Yeah.
Please download some games.
If you find it again, we download it, okay?
Okay.
Besito. Love you.
Then we will come down.
Yeah, just close the door. I'm back. Sorry. Such a beautiful kids, eh? Yeah, man, so happy. That's the best thing that I ever made. The best thing that I ever made. Those two kids. Yeah, again, I encourage you, if you have any questions, please let me know. Rick Jacobs, hi kids. Yeah. They were here like a couple of seconds ago, so thank you for watching. Yeah, they just pop up here, like, and it's cool though. It's cool that I can do this, and they hang around here. We play music. Amelia loves the drums. She plays on the drums. Mateo just like making noise in general, so it's like making noise all the time. But sometimes though, I'm recording something. I'm in the middle of singing. We all like blah blah blah, and then daddy. Yeah, but I'm sure it happened to a lot of people that they have their own studios in their homes, right? But it's amazing that we're able to do that. That they hear, and hopefully they learn, and one day they're famous, like daddy. You know, like that they can do things, and all of these. If I'm planning to get them into like courses to play piano, things that I didn't have when I was a kid, right? Like I grew up very poor. Um, I was lucky to have friends that play things, instruments, or that had like a keyboard laying around, like a small keyboard, like a Casio, like I was saying on the first video. But yeah, these kids are gonna be lucky because they're gonna have everything around. They can just come here and play, and they do, and they really enjoy, and they're growing up with that. So hopefully they one day they really do something with music. Like it will be amazing for me. It will be amazing, but not pushy. I'm not pushing anybody, but it will be amazing if they can learn eventually. That'll be nice. That'll be very nice. So yeah, let's keep talking here. What else? Something. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about this microphone today. I knew I was gonna talk about it. This is the um, Origin Aston Origin microphone. They're made in England. Let me just look for the website here. I'm not a sponsor or anything like that. I just like the microphone. Let's do an origin. There it is. So yeah, so these microphones are made in England. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these or have one, but trying to move the screen there, right there. They're very good microphones. Very good microphone. It's a condenser microphone, large diaphragm. There is a better version of these that is bigger, but it just have more patterns. This is only like cardioid. The other one has like the omnidirectional, right? The figure eight, I think he has. But this one only has the frequency cutoff and the 20 dB pad, like for the microphone. But it sounds very good. I'm doing all my vocals on this one. It's very crisp. When you're singing on it, you can actually hear when you breathe, when you go like every single thing that comes out of your mouth. This microphone will pick it up, and it could be good and it could be bad, right? It could be good because you kind of want to have like the emotion, the intention, or even for some singers, the breathing when they're singing is part of the music or is part of their style, and you want to capture that. The problem is when you don't want to capture that, right? So then you're gonna have to go back in the mixer and start processing it, like cutting it, editing, heavy editing to it. I found myself that I have to do a little bit of editing in mine because when I'm singing and breathing, those breaths sounds horrible because it sounds like a or like you know, and you don't want to have that in your mix. So I usually trying to clean them up pretty good. I'll show you. See if I can find a mix here. I'm opening Studio One right now. Hold on. this. Okay, so we're gonna open this here. Everything's loading, so stay with me. Everything. Okay, so yeah, so in this mix over here, I'm gonna try and look for the. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, so you have the context of it. Mm, and my screens are messed up, but yeah. Oh, hold on, I have to get that outputs 1 and 2 because I'm doing streaming with these right now. There you go. When we get to the vocals, I'll show you what I mean with the microphone.
Quédate toda la noche junto a mí. Quiero mirarte en mi almohada. Cierra los ojos y relájate, relájate.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what I did here. As you can hear, if you're not familiar with the language, it's Spanish. It's my first language, so.
Quédate toda la noche junto a mí.
I'm going to get all the effects, as you can see here. All of these effects are, in this case, affecting the sound. So I'm gonna turn that off. Actually, see if I can move this up here. Move this up here. So it's out of the way. Okay, so now no effects.
Toda la noche junto a mí.
Actually,
Quiero mirarte en mi almohada. Cierra los ojos y relájate, relájate.
You hear that?
No te, no te, no te, no te, no te, no te, no te.
This microphone, man, it captures all of that when you're singing. So why you don't hear as much on the mix is because I have one effect that I'm using, which is not an effect, but on the plugin that I'm using over here, I have a gate set up for it. So what a gate does is that when there is sound, it will let the sound pass through. When there is no sounds or decibels, you basically tell the software at these decibels you cut the sound down. So that's what it does. So because it's lower in volume, it will cut the volume down, and then when it's a signal higher than the decibels that you have it set up, it will release it again and then cut it and release it, cut it, release it. So I'm gonna leave it here, and we'll see if you can hear it now. Hold on. Now that I have it on.
No te preocupes.
You see, you can still hear.
Cierra los ojos y relájate, relájate. No.
You can still hear it. So you have to play with these basically. So if I increase it.
Relájate, relájate. No te preocupes. Esta noche solo tú y yo.
You see these green lights growing up here? That's telling you the in this case the gate is working, the limited, so it's limiting the sound, so there's nothing coming out of when there is a silence.
Che, solo tú y yo.
So right now I have it very strong.
Abre tu mente, alócate, alócate. Sé tú, sé tú.
So it minimizes all the imperfections you might have. Also, you might be saying, "Oh, you're kind of out of pitch." I am out of pitch in some sections of the song. And there is this magic software here that helps you to be in tune. Of course, you need to have a decent voice to do this. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time trying to do this. And even the most amazing singers, I'm sure there is a few that you don't really have to do anything on their voice, but most of the singers, they need a little bit of help just to correct the pitch in some areas. So this is what this plugin does. It doesn't affect anything drastically unless you really have the intent to do it. But let's listen to it. Now the effects is on over here.
Tú y yo. Abre tu mente, alócate, alócate. Sé tú, sé tú.
But you can really have it all. It will sound basically like an auto tune if you do this, for example.
Abre tu mente, alócate, alócate. Sé tú, sé tú.
It will do that effect if you're really off, right? In this case, I'm not really off on the pitch, so it won't sound as robotic.
Los ojos y relájate, relájate.
But I have other examples that I can give you after. I'll try to put this back. But yeah, so I started talking about the microphone, and now I'm like doing like a mixing classes here. But like, this is what I like to do. This is what I do basically. Now let's listen to the whole song.
Quédate toda la noche junto a mí. Quiero mirarte en mi almohada. Cierra los ojos y relájate, relájate. No te preocupes. Esta noche solo tú y yo. Abre tu mente, alócate, alócate. Sé tú, sé tú. Te besaré hasta que no vuelvas a desear a nadie más. Quiero sentir tu cuerpo cerca, cerquita de mí. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 de la mañana. Ahí te veo en mi almohada. El sol refleja por la ventana. Baby, que no te dé miedo mostrarte sin pijama. No ocultes aquellas imperfecciones. Ya no hay más complejos ni vanidades. Yo te quiero con todo eso y con todo lo de adentro. Sí. Te besaré hasta que no vuelvas a desear a nadie más. Quiero sentir tu cuerpo cerca, cerquita de mí.
unexpected.